It's a tale of two regions, a mega drought on one end and record-breaking flooding on the other. Which begs the question, why don't we just move all of that excess water west? Well, it's not that easy. For decades, Western states have been taking water from other places when they need it. Nevada has the Hoover Dam, California, the Los Angeles Aqueduct, and Arizona has the Central Arizona Project, a 336-mile-long system that brings water from the Colorado River to Phoenix and Tucson. But let's take a step back. What happened to the water native to the region? And yes, even in an arid region, there's water. I asked Sarah Porter, a water policy expert at Arizona State University, to walk me through what happened.
All across the American West, during that time when people were homesteading and settling farms, many people, at some point turned to groundwater as their major supply of water. And we're reckoning with that because humans are really good at taking the water out of the ground much faster than nature replenishes it.
Hence the need for the various large water projects we saw in the 20th century. But now those once plentiful water sources like Lake Mead and the Colorado River are starting to run dry. So that brings up my earlier question. Why can't we just build a pipeline and move water from here to there?
One that comes up a lot is the intermittent floodwaters of the Mississippi River. And, I smile about that because I think you don't want a supply of water that's intermittent. Like we have enough trouble depending on Mother Nature in the Colorado region. So if we're going to make a multi-billion-dollar investment in a water supply, we would probably want to make sure that it's an investment in a water supply that we can count on and not have to wait for periodic flooding.
There's no concrete plan on how we would even move that amount of water just yet. But there are already quite a few hurdles for a project of this magnitude.
My name is Maisa Khan. I'm the policy director at the Mississippi River Network. Diverting Mississippi River water to the west thousands of miles would have environmental implications, it would have economic impacts, and there would be tremendous engineering and regulatory obstacles that would be involved. So on the environmental side of things, the Mississippi River is home to hundreds of species, and taking water out of the Mississippi River system would change its hydrology, which would have impacts on the wildlife that call the Mississippi River home.
There would be a number of states that this pipeline would have to go through. There would be environmental impact assessments pretty much every step of the way. Would it cause more pollution? Would it be good for the environment or bad for the environment? And then remembering that water is very heavy. So unlike electrons, which are not heavy and comparatively easy to move, we need to use a lot of energy to move water.
So the estimates, even from our federal agencies who have looked into this in the past, are in the tens of billions of dollars in order to create infrastructure like this. And we know that, those prices will only increase given inflation and all of the other demands that we have on our system.
Humans are great at engineering, and they're very creative. And so it's very easy to conceptualize. There are people who think we should tow icebergs. I'm sure we could build a pipeline or a canal. Some people have proposed a grid, a national water grid. That could be done if it were only about engineering. But it's about many other things. And the first thing we should think about is, what's the end product going to cost? And is there a customer base that would like to pay that price?
And if Californians don't like paying $5 a gallon for gas, how do you think they'll feel about paying that for a gallon of water? Just saying. Plus, a project like this would also take decades to complete.
Honestly, from a policy perspective, I don't think states in the Mississippi River will be inclined to give up their water access.
So there you have it. And those are just a few reasons. It might seem like a good idea on paper, But chances are a multi-state water pipeline isn't happening anytime soon.